And we back. We are one calendar day away from the NBA draft. Such an amazing time of the year. This is why I always say basketball is year round, baby. No, we don't got dudes on the court dribbling on national TV, but we got stuff going on around us behind the scenes that ultimately determine how the next season is going to go, or the next even 5 seasons are going to go, depending on like contracts and stuff. So the NBA draft is a place where 60 young guys get their dream of being drafted into the NBA. Not all 60 is going to make the roster. You may get some undrafted guys to make rosters, but nonetheless, 60 guys are going to have the opportunity to make an NBA roster, and it's beautiful. Now, people have been asking me since the end of the NBA Finals, Kenny, can you please make a mock draft video? I'll be the first person to admit that me personally, I don't watch college ball until March. When the March Madness happens, that's when I start watching. So that's why I kind of veered away from doing a mock draft video. Or when it comes to people asking me like, Kenny, who do you want the Bulls to take? I kind of just say, I don't know, because at that point, I didn't know much about the prospects. But for the past week or so, I've been doing a lot of research on these guys, and I kind of got an understanding of basically the top 10 prospects, what they're gonna be, but who they're similar to, what their strengths and weaknesses are. But I still won't make a mock draft video because there's so much going on. There's so many rumors of teams wanting to move up, teams potentially want to move down, prospects getting better or their draft stock going up and prospects draft stock going down. So for me, I don't really like the idea of making a mock draft video, but if you're really desperate and you want to hear me try to do something similar to that, me and my co-host of my podcast, Through the Wire, did exactly that. Link will be in the description. It's a 50-minute episode of a mock draft, but that's that. So in this video, I do want to talk about the draft, but more specifically what I want my team, the Chicago Bulls, to do. My Bulls, I think, are in a good position. My Bulls are in a good position because last year we hit on our draft pick with Larry Marketing. I think Larry Marketing is going to be somebody really special in this league. So right now we need to follow that up with something very similar. What I want for my Chicago Bulls is to draft the best guy available. And I know that may sound like, Kenny, of course, everybody wants them to draft the best guy available. Every team wants to draft the best guy available, but that's not necessarily true. There are situations where a team will be like, you know what, we're not going to draft that guy because we already got who we think to be our shooting guard of the future. We're not going to draft this center who's really, really good because we already got a center. We're going to draft that guy who's not as good, but maybe he fits better. I don't like that. My prime example is the Philadelphia 76ers. There's a period of time where Philly drafted Nerlens Noel, they drafted Joel Embiid, and then they drafted Jahlil Okafor. That is 3 centers, right? Can you imagine because Nerlens Noel had a pretty solid, first year or so. Can you imagine if the Philadelphia 76ers were like, we're not going to draft Joel Embiid because we already got Nerlens Noel? There are teams out there that kind of do that. They kind of do that. So Philly drafted all 3 of those centers, and no, Nerlens Noel didn't work out. No, Jahlil Okafor didn't work out. But since Joel Embiid did work out and worked out to a big magnitude, then you don't care about the Nerlens draft pick. You don't care about the Ja draft pick, even though, they could have got Porzingis, which, that would have been something crazy. But you get what I'm saying? There are teams out there who rather draft for fit, and I don't want my Bulls to do that. Because the way I look at my Chicago Bulls is that we got 1.5 pieces, for the future. I think Laurie can be a legitimate contender in his future for a championship caliber team. And I think a half for Zach LaVine because I'm not completely sure how good he's going to be because our sample size of him in Chicago has been pretty small. He played half the season. And then Chris Dunn is kind of wishy-washy because of all the rumors. And then his rookie season, sophomore season was pretty solid, but I need to see a little bit more before I consider him the point guard of our future. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't shy away from drafting Trae Young if Trae Young is the best guy there. I wouldn't shy away of drafting the shooting guard if a shooting guard is the best guy there. Just because we have Zach LaVine, just because we have Chris Dunn, doesn't mean we shouldn't be just drafting for the best guy. That's what I want. And that's what I want for pretty much every team out there. Every one of these lottery teams right now should not be in a position where they're like, you know what? We already got so-and-so, so we're not going to draft the best guy available. I do, though, have one guy that I desperately want to be a Bull, but I kind of understand that he probably won't be there at number 7, and that's Mo Bamba. Yeah. I believe that Mo Bamba is special, I've always been a guy to enjoy big men that defend, and he is already NBA ready big man defensive defensive rim protecting guy. I love that. But listen to just some of the stuff. So he's already what 7'2", 7'3", amazing height. He has the longest standing reach in NBA history, at least as long as they have been calculating that. He had a faster 3/4 court, running the court, right? They time you, boom, run 3/4 court, faster speed than John Wall and Russell Westbrook. Yes, those are two of the fastest guys we have in this league, and Mo Bamba was faster than them at 7'2", 7'3". And let's not ignore the fact that he can knock down the three-point shot too. I think Mo Bamba is going to be special. And even if he never hits the potential of being a great offensive player, because that's his question mark. Yeah, he can knock down a three sometimes, but he doesn't have a polished offensive game. But if he never develops the offensive game, he still can be an amazing defender. He still can be Rudy Gobert, because even Rudy Gobert hasn't developed the offensive game just yet. Rudy Gobert could give you, go up and get you some lobs, offensive rebound for putbacks, but he's not going to give you a bucket. And even if Mo Bamba never gets to the point where he can give you a bucket, he will be super effective protecting the paint, and I love that. Personally, I love that. So that's why Mo Bamba is my favorite player in this draft. I would love to see the Bulls end up getting him. There are rumors that the Bulls want to move up a couple picks. They said they're trying to get number 3 or number 4, which puts me in a weird position because that means we're going to have to give something up, whether it be Chris Dunn already. I don't know. Chris Dunn already, because there are rumors that his work ethic is not what people like, Chris Dunn or Denzel Valentine or Bobby Portis. Honestly, those are the 3 pieces I see having some trade value. Nobody wants Robin Lopez, Robin Lopez. So if we were to trade up, we'd have to give something away. And that something could be something big. Even if it's like a future first-round pick, I don't want to do that. So I would love to have Mo Bamba on the squad, but I know it's a little more unrealistic than like Michael Porter Jr. may be there. And I know there's rumors that Sacramento likes him at number 2, but I am like 80% sure that Sacramento won't take him at number 2. And if they do, I'm sorry, Sacktown. And I think Michael Porter Jr. could be really, really good, but I also am super afraid of the injuries. A back injury is not something to just look past. He missed majority, like 80-90% of his freshman season because of a back injury. I don't know about y'all, but I know that the back is a super important part to mobility. And he also has a hip injury. Or hip injury history. I think he's probably the best offensive player in the draft, but if you can't keep him healthy, then who cares? So that's why Michael Porter Jr. for me is a little bit scary. You always want your team to pick the right guy, and Michael Porter Jr. could be that right guy, or Wendell Carter Jr. could be that right guy, or even Mikal Bridges is questioned to go in that realm. So I think this draft is really interesting because I think number 1, DeAndre Ayton is going with the first overall pick. I'm like 99.8% sure. He's already signed in Phoenix Suns jersey. He said even before the Phoenix Suns won the lottery that he wants to play with Devin Booker to be Shaq and Kobe 2.0. I feel like he's going to go there. That's that. But picks number 2 through like 8 is a question mark. Yeah, Luka Doncic is projected to go number 2, but it seems like Vlade Divac in Sacramento doesn't really like him. And I mean, if he's going to be drafted, he needs to like his prospects, right? But I believe Luka Doncic could be really good. But then after that, it could be Jaren Jackson Jr., it could be Marvin Bagley, it could be Michael Porter Jr., it could be Mo Bamba, it could be Trae Young. There are so many prospects. And we just got done with the 2017 draft class that was super stacked. We just like the 2017 draft class, just based off this 1 year, I think it's like one of the best draft classes I've seen in a long time. And the 2017 draft class could match that even more, which is amazing for the league because that just means LeBron won't be here forever. Kevin Durant won't be here forever. But now we getting that next wave of those guys, and that's always a beautiful thing. So to sum it up, I just want my team to take the best guy available. And I don't mean that like as of right now. You know what I mean? I'd rather them draft for potential best guy available rather than like right now this guy's available. Because guys like Mikal Bridges, he's 22 years old already, and 22 is pretty like young in terms of like life, but 22 for a rookie is kind of old in 2018. It seems like everybody's one and done. Everybody's drafting the 18, 19-year-olds. I don't know if I want the 22-year-old on the squad, but the Bulls kind of have a history with drafting guys that have been in the league for a while or in college basketball for a while. Mikal Bridges is good because he's a winner. What, he won 2 national championships, was in 3 games in 5 years, because his freshman year, I think he had to sit out because of an injury or a red shirt or something like that. So he has winning DNA, but he's kind of old. You know, I feel like all of the prospects in the top, well, just all prospects in general have like, yeah, here's a pro, here's a pro, here's a pro, but here's a con, and maybe that con is enough for me to stay away. You know, so I think this draft is going to be really solid. I didn't even mention the fact that there are rumors that like everybody wants to trade. The Raptors said they want a top 10 pick. They're willing to trade almost anybody. Okay, that can be big for some team. My Bulls said they want to move up. That can be big. The Memphis Grizzlies want to get rid of Chandler Parsons' contract. Maybe they trade the 4th pick to do that. There's so many things that can happen in this draft in the next 24 hours that I am ecstatic. I am on the edge of my seat, and I can't wait. I don't know. I may go live on like Periscope during the draft so we can talk about it while it's going on. I'm not too sure about that, so don't hold me to it, but I'll try to maybe. But yeah, if you did like this conversation about the Bulls and you want to hear us have this conversation about pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, all the way through the lottery, pick 14, then the link is in the description to the show. We're actually doing like some really big things right now with the podcast, so I would recommend you jumping on the bandwagon now before people call you a bandwagon fan. All right. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. In the comment section below, let me know what you want your favorite team to do, or if there's a specific guy you want your team to draft, let me know in the comment section. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace.